We're gonna start any second. Actually, we're gonna start when I reach there. So I'm just gonna leave you time, people, to sit, to get ready. We're gonna start. So I'm David. I'm gonna be your MC tonight. So let me just tell you a little bit about how it's gonna go. I guess most of you know it. We're gonna start with the best of 7 of Hearthstone between Dax and X-Gamer, so Damien Paludetto and Jean-Pierre Olivier, Boudreau. And right after that, we're gonna go to Just Dance, and after that, we might have time for Rocket League. All right, so it's gonna be great. You have drinks, you have food. I'm gonna go sit right there and start the game for you guys, so please take your seat. We're starting now. So as I was saying, I'm gonna contact the players, so I'm just telling them that they can go. So in any seconds we have our guy in the tech who's gonna put on screen the game. So just remember that there are people that are not from Ubisoft here, and we are casting live. So anyone playing the game or talking, keep anything confidential off stream, please, at all time. Otherwise, enjoy the show. And here we have, the game has started. We're going into the observer mode. So we can see the game starting. We're gonna have, let me remind everyone that it's at best of 7. So in a conquest mode, so every player needs to win 1 time with each hero they have. So it's gonna be great. We have here X-Gamer who has the Paladin against Dax who has the Hunter. We can see all the cards both player has as usual if you watch the stream. And there we have it. So interestingly enough, we have the Paladin who has a nice starting draw with the Knife Juggler and Consecrate. He's able to deal, and of course our Hunter player Dax also having a nice starting hand with the Feast Festival for all players. And there we have it. We have X-Gamer thinking about what he's gonna do. He has the most louder Dion. We're missing sound for the game. Matthias in the back, is there a way to make the sound of the game louder for the people here? Thank you. So Zombie Chow for X-Gamer, a nice card to have early on. Only 1 cost mana. Only. It's always fun to have some people cheering the crowd. We can all applaud them. We have X-Gamer who's hidden in the room right next to us, and Dax who's at his desk on the 2nd floor. So some little board control on X-Gamer's side, which is unfortunate for the Hunter. As Hunter, you do want to have most of the board control. And we have it, Eagle Horn Bow, killing the Zombie Chow, preventing X-Gamer to take too much of a board lead. Not an easy play for X-Gamer, so we're gonna go with his reinforcements, the little silver hand recruit. Dax's turn now. We could expect, of course, the Savage combatant. Nice card to have if X-Gamer can't kill it. Of course, we know he has the true silver champion, so we might see it slaying the combatant. We have, but there are options, so he's thinking. There we have it, the true silver champion. So it's a nice play that you can heal yourself with the true silver champion, making sure you don't take full of the 5 damage that his enemy has, because against Hunter, of course, the Paladin does not want to get too low. Knife Juggler followed by Unleash the Hound, trying to kill as many silver recruits as can be with those arrows. So 1 goes down, only 1 of them. So not a perfect hit, but still with the Eagle Horn, making sure. This is a strange choice, however. Losing the horn, like you could have sacrificed one of the hounds, but well, Dax wants to keep as much board presence as he can. Of course, Consecrate could ruin his day at the moment. Might see it from X Gamer. Yep, exactly. We have Consecrate from X Gamer who wants to prevent Dax from taking too much board control. We should probably... Oh, X Gamer hands his turn now. I was gonna say he might have played the Knife Juggler with the coin, but that's not what happens. The Web Spinner comes next for Dax. So which card was it? The Dread Scale. At the end of the turn, deal 1 damage to all minions. So a poor beast to get on a random draw. That said, it will prevent Muster for Battle from being good unless X Gamer uses True Silver Champions to rid himself of the Dread Scale. Few options for X Gamer. Might see the Justicar right here. Would be a nice place, a nice card to allow him to eventually have a lot of True Silver Silver Knights recruit. Sorry, we're gonna have. There's a few options. Not an easy play for X Gamer. Could play the Sludge Belcher and kill the Dread Scale. Sorry. He's going for Knife Juggler, followed by... nothing, it was seen. No, followed by Sludge Belcher, alright. Followed by the Sludge Belcher, so making sure his minions are on the board. It's going to be hard for Dax to actually kill both minion with taunts to get eventually the Knife Juggler. Of course, he has Kill Command, which could turn Sting in his favor, and he also has Iron Beak Howl. Silencing the Sludge Belcher could be an idea, but it's turn 7, and keep in mind, in turn 7, you want to play Dr. Boom. And there we have it. The choice is a little bit hard to make, but it's there. Dr. Boom it is. Now we have it. We have X Gamer, who actually could just play the Peacekeeper to bring Dr. Boom's life to 1, and then use Consecrate and his minions to deal with all his opponent's board. I mean, that seems like a play that could give him board control and put Dax in a lot of pressure and a lot of heat. Oh! About only 1 damage to Peacekeeper, so the best hit for Dax could hope for, actually. Now he needs to attack. He's gonna give his minion Taunt and Divine Shield, not hitting the perfect minion for that, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Deciding to ignore Dr. Boom. And going straight for the face, both player at about 16, 17 health, so it's very tight. Now, with the new cards we have Entomb, so he has the choice between a second Dread Scale, was a Snapjaw, and a Web Spinner. It's not an easy choice. I would probably go with the, considering what's on the board, with the Oasis Snapjaw, but Web Spinner is a nice choice. Dread Scale feels bad to me, even though it's a legendary minion. So, Web Spinner it is. And there we have Kill Command. Most probably gonna destroy the shield here with his bomb. Oh, that's not gonna happen. And only 1 damage. That's the worst scenario. Worst scenario for Dax, having the worst luck. He's gonna play Web Spinner. Gonna probably kill the Sludge or the Peacekeeper. No, he can't actually. The Ton Spider is asleep. It's asleep. the Murloc Knight. A nice card for X-Gamer because it's going to allow him to have a lot of minions. But instead, yeah, just a card followed by 2. So 2 arrows, going to see what it hits, kills the web spinner. And Malorn. Malorn is a great card to get from a web spinner. And there we have Dr. Boom dying to the Beastkeeper and the arrows. Most probably. Or from the sword, yep. Peacekeeper killing Dr. Boom. So, X-Gamer having a very, very strong board presence, meaning he's in very good shape, especially since he has 2 taunts minion. So unless Dax drawing to his second Unleash the Hound, I mean, not much Dax can hope for. Now, Ragnaros is not enough to win the game either, so a very hard decision for Dax here. He will need to actually start dealing the damage. He needs to clear this board a little. The tension is real. Dax trying to figure out what's best for him. Deciding to go with Ragnaros. And that's going to end his turn now. What will Ragnaros hit? It's going to hit the 1-1. So really the worst case scenario again. And there we have well played because how many damage do we have? 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So no, even with just the board, Dax can just win the game. And there he has it. Not even playing with all his pinion. Winning with Consecrate. So X-Gamer taking the lead 1-0. So we're gonna go into game 2. So I remind everyone it's conquest mode, meaning both players already have chosen 4 heroes and told each other which ones they are. So we're not gonna see the Paladin again from X-Gamer. That's done for.
Malfurion.
Dax decided to change, although he could have kept the same hero. That's not against the rule. He needs to win with all of the 4 heroes he chooses. X-Gamer, on the other hand, having already won with his Paladin, could not take it again. And here we have it now. X-Gamer, the Druid, X-Gamer, the Shaman, versus Dax, the Druid. So Dax having a nice starting hand, especially since he can coin in Darnassus. And X-Gamer has nothing actually to counter that. So nice little advantage for Dax, who's going to allow him to play his Shades of Naxxramas straight on turn 2. There we have it. We have Shades of Naxxramas, Darnassus killing the spell totem, and Dax this time taking the board control very fast.
Did you bring some
Now this, what is it like? Oh, nice draw. I mean, getting a Flame Tongue Totem, always nice. Sadly, because of Darnassus, that still have 4 mana already, can just Keeper of the Grove into killing the Tobar. What's the name of that card? The Tobar, the Tuskar Totemic. Not showing up is Shades of Naxxramas yet. A good call. You want to keep it hidden. Shaman does not have much that can deal with that once it has high health. So there we have it. Both totems, both Flame Tongue totems. Hoping for a taunt minion? No, not the taunt one. Only the Searing Totem. So the worst draw for X-Gamer this game. Lock going back and forth. Sacrificing his own Flame Tongue, a strange choice because the second Flame Tongue will just, well, get killed by the minions without too much of a threat. And you want to keep your Flame Tongue Totem alive. They're very powerful for the Shaman deck. This game really starting in favor of Dax. Of course, having 2 Azure Drake and Loathim could allow X-Gamer to make it back. We'll see. Second Darnassus for Dax, making him have 6 mana already, on 7 mana on next turn. So it's going to be very strong. And especially since Dax already have Force of Nature, Savage Roar in hand, he wants to be able to play it as fast as he can. Azure Drake drawing a second Tuskar to attempt. We'll see how it goes. So if you use both, actually you can use both as Savage Roar. That would give 8 times 2, that's 16, 18, 19, 20. It's 20, it's lethal. Actually, Dax has lethal. If he plays both Savage Roar right now, which he's doing, he's how he do. With both Savage Roar giving +2 to every minion and his hero, that's a lot of damage. That's 10, 19, 20, 5, 22 actually damage. 21 damage, sorry. And there we have it. Dax taking a game with his Druid, bringing it to 1-1. Congratulations to Dax. We're gonna go into game 3. So Druid down for Dax, Paladin down for X-Gamer. Third game starting very, very soon. We have the player probably, well, choosing their decks at the moment. We'll see what they choose. Now, if you watch the stream at lunchtime, you know that one of the player had a tendency to change deck every game, no matter if you won or lost, while the other one always kept the same. But we seem to have players who prefer changing here today. Dax changed when he had the opportunity, and now X-Gamer, who could have kept his Shaman, went for his Warrior. Now this is a Warrior with 3 legendaries in the draw. I guess we're going to see them all back to the hand. You do not want those cards on your draw. Here we have drawing back into something a little bit better. So it's a Patron Warrior deck. So the Patron Warrior has been downsided with the last updates, as all of you know, but it's still doing pretty good on the ladder. So we might expect it to work relatively well against Dax Hunter. Dax having his Mad Scientist out. Either that or the King's Elect, but he went for the Scientist, wanting to have his secrets. X-Gamer armoring up, not wanting to lose his coin just yet, most probably wanting to Death Bite straight from turn 2. And what is it? Grommash preventing the Hunter to actually draw a card. With what X-Gamer's deck is most probably one of those Warrior with a lot of legendary, as we saw. So that does not give King Elect a lot of chance to win his duel, if I may call it like this. The Hunter having not much chance against this deck, I believe, but you never know. Luck can always be on your side. The Warrior taking his weapon. Of course, Dax's idea will be to bring X-Gamer low very fast, try to kill it, but with the armoring up abilities of X-Gamer, there's not much he can do. Flare, not useful for him, of course, and using his weapon, so not going well for Dax in this round. So we might see a Warrior just kill the Mad Scientist and switch weapon, I guess. Would be a very nice idea, considering that it could give Dax an explosive trap. And if Dax is an explosive trap, that means that the Grim Patron could benefit from it next turn. Not choosing to equip a weapon just yet, preferring to wait and armor up, allowing him to draw into Baron Geddon. And there we have Dax not wanting his opponent to armor up. He's going to attack with the Eagle on Bro, bringing the armor back down. But that should not be enough. The freezing traps the trap, so we have X-Gamer trying to see what trap it is. It's not explosive trap. Now he has to know it's not the bear trap and it's not explosive trap. Even though there are other traps than the freezing trap, we rarely see them in the Hunter deck as of now. Therefore, chances are X-Gamer knows this is a freezing trap now. And knowing that, he's gonna play into it. Dax knowing his only chance is to deal the damage as fast as he can. Gonna attack, equip his next bow, equip a Mad Scientist, and shoot instead. Yeah. Bringing the Warrior to already 16 health. But again, with with the bash card that gives 3 armor plus the armor up power, it's gonna be very hard for Dax to actually have the necessary damage. Now we should probably see Grim Patron and attack on the hero, multiplying the Grim Patrons, forcing Dax into having to deal with that. Actually, can he even deal with that? It would require both, and no, he could not deal with that. So yeah, most probably we have X Gamer who's gonna play the Grim Patron now. Would be a good time. The secret is Freezing Trap. And X Gamer knows it. Dealing 1 damage to a minion, so gonna fill the board with Grim Patrons. He knows it's not explosive trap, so he knows he can fill it. He can fill the board with his Patron. And next turn he can attack with the 3-2 to get it back in hand, or the 5-1 if he prefers to do that, depending on how he wants to play it. That, however, gives Dax the ability to play Unleash the Hound in combination with kill commands. That's a lot of damage. It's 5 plus 4, it's 9 damage. Would bring X Gamer to only 7 health. And with 7 health, less than that even with the Iron Bow. So bringing him to 8 health. Or 5 if you use kill command, and with kill command and another kill command in hand, there is a chance that Dax could end it next turn. It's his chance, it's what he wants to do. Unfortunately for him, we have 2 bash for X Gamer, who's gonna play it minions and make sure he gains a little bit of shield. Probably gonna see him play both his bash, or at least 1 bash and 1 armor up or something like that. X Gamer needs to armor up or he's not gonna make it, and he knows that. He will do it, and he needs to also kill the Hounds, because there is always the Hound Master who could boost the Hound and just deal the extra damage that's needed. Very tight game. Hunter has the advantage of the deck, but with all the damage that can be done with the bow and the hero power, I mean, not easy for X Gamer to survive, because there's 5 damage in the end, plus 5 here, potentially that's 10 damage, and unless he plays his other bash, unless he plays another bash, he doesn't have enough health. And there you have it. He knows it's risky. He knows he could get killed, so he's gonna armor up with his coin. Bring in to 8 plus 5, that's 13 health. He would survive the next kill command. So very, very short for X Gamer, but now he can make it. Especially since he will have, that's 12 damage on the board, plus, do not forget, 4 damage here. That would be 12 plus 4 is 16. Oh, and this is only 2, so he's not enough to kill the Hunter next turn. He's 1 short, but it's very close. And Dr. Boom, a card that could bring everything back in Dax's favor. He has to shield dash. So does he have lethal? That's 12 plus 4, that's 16. Plus, well, that's 16. That's only 16. He does not have lethal. And therefore, he has to armor up, has to survive an extra turn. And he has to be careful, because the bomb could deal the finishing damage. Keep in mind, we have 5 damage here, plus potentially 5 there. That's 10 damage. And X Gamer only has 12 health. So he's too short. If the bomb if he doesn't kill the bomb, he loses. If he kills the bomb and the bomb hits his hero, he loses. Well, I'm assuming here he's gonna draw into a beast. That's true, it's only 3 otherwise, but Very, very dangerous, very, very risky, and not much he can do about it. So trying to augment. Oh, and 3 damage. So Dax has lethal if he draws a beast, but does not have it if he doesn't. And there it is! Dax has lethal, so Hunter is gonna win this matchup. And there is no beast, so he's gonna win it with 3, 4, 5 plus 3, that's 8. It's exact damage. So Hunter taking the win against the Warrior, even though the matchup was against him. Hunter taking the win. Dax being 2-0, taking a second win. So close, and X-Gamer was 1 damage short in the turn before. Wow. So 2-0, Dax taking the advantage. We're gonna go into game 4 now. So what's left? We know Dax still has what he had on the first game, which was the Paladin. No, the Paladin was the Druid. He had the Hunt. He played the Hunter in the first game too, so he went back to Hunter. So we don't know what the 2 other decks are. So 4th game starting. We're elbowing through the crowd, trying to find a seat. So we have it. We have Thrall, the Shaman for Dax. X-Gamer changing again, going for his Mage. So a nice, most probably a freeze Mage from X-Gamer. This should be an interesting match. X-Gamer not keeping Electraza even though it's part of his combo because he needs to have cards to play from the beginning. Otherwise, the Shaman could just swarm him with minion and be very hard to deal with. Zombie Chow. Nice starting card that forces your opponent to deal with it at a high cost considering it's turn 1.
Mind if I roll me?
So coin into Loot Hoarder. We have X-Gamer trying to draw into whatever he needs. He does have Emperor Tarashian, so if he draws the spell he needs to win, he can win with his combo later on. Dax hesitating between killing the Loot Hoarder or attacking the face. Killing the Loot Hoarder, giving X-Gamer the draw he wanted. Keep in mind that Dax has the Shielded Totem, which is called the Stoneclaw Totem. So he's relatively safe for whatever minion Dax gonna play next turn. Dax having a Zombie Chow and a Seer Totem. So with the Mage, he can deal all his damage with a combo in 1 turn, so it's very tricky to know how it's gonna end up, especially since Archmage Antonidas has been played. I was gonna say it could get tricky if Dax goes for the face very fast, but with all this card draw and those spell powers, not that much that X-Gamer will be able to do. However, even if he draws again into Blizzard, which is a good draw actually, we need to keep in mind that for now, Dax has 3 minions on the board that can deal damage, and X-Gamer cannot deal with it just yet, so it might hurt a lot. Still, even if he takes the damage, once Blizzard comes down, it's gonna help. It's gonna help X-Gamer a lot. It's gonna allow him to freeze everything, clear the board, and once the board is cleared, Shaman will be in trouble. 5 mana, so we will most probably see one of the Piloted Shredder. I'm not sure if we would play the Rockbiter weapon. Might be to deal at some extra damage, depends on how aggressive he wants to be. Now, keep in mind that the Mad Scientist could spawn a Mirror Entity secret, which would help the Mage depending on what X-Gamer plays next. Now, it's hard for Dax because even if he has a really strong board presence, the antique heal bot on X-Gamer's side of things will heal the mage once it's dead. And now with 8 more life due to this armor that's just triggering right now, the Ice Barrier, it's gonna give even more time to our mage to draw into his combo. And he has Ice Blocks to survive 1 extra turn. So the question is, what will X-Gamer choose to do this 1 turn? He does not have any good plays. Probably gonna play the loot order and soak up the damage. He needs to be able to play Tarushin next turn, and
Mind if I roll knee?
playing his Ice Block already because he wants the Blizzard to deal damage to every minion.
For vengeance.
A minion with less than 2 life, which is good for X-Gamer, although it's gonna allow Dax to draw some. Oh, we have it. A draw from... And that's where the game will turn into Dax's favor. We should see a Blizzard this round. Or next, if X-Gamer prefers to soak more damage and play Tarushin. It's all gonna depend on what he decides this turn. He decides to soak up the damage, bring all his spells to 1 less cost. Of course, Dax will kill this, but still, with an Archmage and Tonitis, for only 6, you can play it with a lot of spells at the same time and get so many fireballs that secure you the win. Fire Elemental, gonna kill the Roshan, but it's not gonna be enough. Mage player can sweep the board whenever he wants. There we have it. We have a Blizzard followed by a Doomsayer is what I think we're gonna see. X-Gamer pondering. There are other options, of course, but no. Blizzard it is into Doomsayer. No, into Ice Block? That's strange. But it's not necessarily bad because he can play Flame Strike next turn to clear the rest of the board. But I would have kept Ice Block to combo with Archmage and Tonitis personally. Piloted Shredder. Followed by Hunted Creeper, which is good for that. He wants to have the board. If at some point X-Gamer is not able to clear the board, the Shaman could win. But there we have it, Frost Nova, and this time into Doomsayer. Frost Nova into Doomsayer. And I do not think actually Dax has enough damage to kill that Doomsayer. Which means that will be a clean wipe of the board. Nothing Dax can do. He has only 6 damage if he plays not the Flame Tome Totem, the Fire Elemental and the Rockbiter weapon. That's 6 damage. It's 1 short to kill the Doomsayer. So the Doomsayer, with the ability to destroy all minions at the start of his turn, will just give a very strong advantage to Dax. Nothing to be said there. There we have it, board clear, except for the fact that 2 minions will spawn. There we have it, and now this is looking very grim for Dax because we have 12 damage here, and if Antonitis is played with 2, we have 12 damage more. That's 24 damage. It's not enough to kill, but it's going to be hard for Dax to actually deal with Antonitis. And if he doesn't, well, it's over. it will be over very fast. Dax deciding to play it safer, healing up, killing minions, trying to prevent board control, wanting to use Flame Strike to kill as much as he can, most probably. Aegir Drake for Dax, another good target for Flame Strike. So, Dax trying to keep his board presence, but will not be effective considering there's a Flame Strike. I mean, he's trying hard. He's gonna deal the damage, but... Well, actually, no, he's not dealing any damage. And with Blizzard, we have our mage keeping all the power in his hand again. Oh, this time going with Antonidas. That would be a strange choice to me. We'll see what it is. So, is there... I would go with Flame Strike, of course, but... I mean, X-Gamer wants to make sure his board is not compromised, and he wants to cast as much spell with Antonidas as he can, and then win with just Fireball throwing at the enemy's face. He already has the ice block, up. So 6 damage to the enemy's face. A strange choice because Antonidas is gonna die. And now that's 6. I mean, Antonidas is just gonna die. That said, Dax do not know. Maybe X-Gamer's secret is not Ice Block and is I don't remember the name of the card, but the one that would give him 2 more Antonidas would be very strong for him, and he might be scared of that, but so we have Rockbiter weapon to allow Dax to deal the 7 damage needed. We should see the Fire Elemental coming next. And since this is an ice block, we won't have 2 more Antonidas. Not a very good, well, not a bad position for X-Gamer because he can still draw in anything, and with 3 Fireball in hand, he does have a lot of damage he can bring to his opponent's face. Ice Lance. Not enough to win this turn, but with all the removal X-Gamer has, he only needs to draw into not Ragnaros, but into Alexstrasza to win.
What to do? What to do?
So he only needs to win a little extra time. Blizzard allowing him to clear the board except for the 2 Spectral Spider. But because the other 2 minions are... well, everything will die next turn from the Flame Strike anyways. But there we have it. Dax deciding to go for Dr. Boom. Now that both Blizzard has been played, there is still one possibility of freeze that would freeze the whole board and allow a Doomsayer to be a real pain. But X-Gamer drawing into his second Ice Barrier. There we have it. Flame Strike, but it cannot kill Dr. Boom. Now will a Fireball be used to kill Dr. Boom? That would be a great win for Dax, actually. Not sufficient, maybe not sufficient to win the game, but sufficient. Oh, and the Fireball going to the face. Interesting. X-Gamer going very all in there. He has 12 damage in hand. Plus his hero power is 13. So he only needs to draw into a Frostbolt to deal the 16 damage that's needed. But there we have Healing Wave. So our little mage player, only 7 heal, but it won't change much if X Gamer draws into Alexstrasza next turn. The Rubian Egg would have been nice when there was still Blizzard and on the map, but now Dax getting a full board, and here's the Frost Nova, but there's nothing to back it up. X Gamer has 2 extra turns because of the Ice Block already in play and the one he has in his deck. But he still needs to make sure he doesn't die before he gets what's the lethal damage he needs. Keeping Frost Nova, wanting to have it when he can actually kill his enemy minions. However, that's 7 plus 8. So we have not lethal because we have a Heist block, but this giving the Shaman what's needed to most probably win very, very soon because X Gamer will be forced into playing Ice Block. Oh, but he does not have his Fireball anymore. That's 12 plus 3, that's 15, 16, 19, yeah, 20, 21. It's still not enough to win. He's 1 short, but it's so close. If he plays those 2, that's 12. Those two, sorry, would be 4 plus 3 is 7, 12 is 19. 2 times 0 powers because he can survive 2 turns is 21. So he's still 1 damage short. But with the Frost Nova, that should give him an extra turn, might actually be able to make it. Depending on what's drawn by Dax. And this actually might save Dax. Keep in mind that he only needs to deal 1 damage, so the Frost Nova will not save him, will not save X Gamer, because the Frost Nova will get silenced. Will get silenced, allowing the Shaman to maybe win. Now, if however X Gamer draw into a damage, he might win. And there he has not. The game is going to go to Dax. Well, unless Dax does not see it. But Dax won. Bringing his opponent's health to 1. Well, not because he played Frost Nova, but bringing him to 7. And there we have it. Silencing a minion to remove the Frost and actually winning the game. Congratulations, Dax, taking the 3rd game. Impressive. That brings the score 3-1 in favor. 3-1 in favor of Dax. We're going into the last game. But not the last game if X Gamer wins. Into the match point, I meant. So it is Warrior versus Warrior.
Victory or death! Bring it on!
And since we saw, I believe, both Warriors already, we know it's very similar decks. Now we have the Mulligan, not an easy one. I'm not even sure what I would do myself. Of course, you keep the Fiery at War Axe, but for the rest, it's not always sure. Armor Smith, always good to get for the start. I'd feel better in X Gamer's shoes right now. So coin into Armor Smith, obvious decision.
Made to fit.
Dax still not having a very good play. I mean, he can equip his Fiery War Axe, but he would not be able to kill the Armor Smith with it. So deciding to shield instead. Alex Straza, what X Gamer needed last game. Turn 3, we have the Acolyte of Pain. Always a good card to have in this matchup, especially when your opponents only has Armor Smith, but he did have the Fiery War Axe. So only one card drawn for Dax. And you see Piloted Shredder. No, not a Piloted Shredder. Fiery War Axe, interesting. I mean, if he plays the Fiery War Axe, he also plays the Armor Smith. But I would assume the Pilot Shredder. See Dax hesitating. Oh, going for Slam. So wanting to draw cards then. Not necessarily about killing the Armor Smith. Brawl for X Gamer. I do not know if he's gonna have a good opportunity to play it, but he might. Piloted Shredder. Darn it. This should be a Sludge Belcher. So might be he's gonna kill the Piloted Shredder first, see what comes out, and slam it. Or no, he's slamming it too. They want to draw. It's a draw fighting game. Interesting draw, however. What? Execute on the Piloted Shredder? I do not know what to say. It's interesting, however. I mean, he cleared the board, but losing Execute to a 4-1 Piloted Shredder is very, very awkward in the sense that Execute is a very good card, and we all know that Dax's warrior has to have very strong minions. Like, for instance, this Dr. Boom and this Grommash. Every warrior has it. So if you know your opponent has cards like that, you want to be able to kill them. You do not want to be losing. So now was gonna equip the Fiery War Axe, but might change for the Death Bite. And there it is, Death Bite will allow him to draw 2 cards from his Acolyte of Pain if he so desires next turn. And of course, turn 7, Dr. Boom. Although, if he plays Dr. Boom, now there might be a brawl target. But he doesn't know that, of course. Unlike us, he doesn't see his opponent's card. He has to take the guess. What will Dax choose? And Dax will decide to go with. Not an easy choice, obviously.
I wonder.
Going with the Armor Smith. And dealing damage to his own Armor Smith so as to gain even more armor. And drawing 2 cards. So again, with the draw. So a Battle Rage, so more draw, and the Ragnaros. Shield Bash on the Armor Smith, another waste of a good card to survive against very strong minions.
Pain, speak to me. Let the pain speak to me.
Gonna draw 2 cards. Shield Bash would have been good with the shield block, but it's gone. And now we have Dax, who might play Ragnaros, might play... Well, he has a lot of options, actually. Now, Execute on the Acolyte of Pain. Now, Both players trying hard to prevent the draw from the opponents, would seem. Now, second execute and second shield bash for X-Gamer, gonna give him a good hand. Give him the options to deal with what's on the board.
Made to fit.
X-Gamer lost most of its removal, but otherwise having a great draw and managing to take out a lot of heat from him, I guess. Bum's still alive. Dr. Boom and Jerry Warax. Oh, no, Dr. Boom and armoring up. So wanting to make sure he doesn't get too low. Now dealing 1 damage to every minion either from Whirlwind or from the Death's Bite would kill a lot of bombs here. Now, with Grommash and Ragnaros, and with Execute, I mean, Dax could clear the board, and after clearing the board, could next turn have a very strong attack with Grommash, and this turn, oh, bad call here. The bad call that did not kill with Execute before dealing damage. Of course, with Inner Rage, he's gonna still clear the board, but he loses he loses damage he could have needed to actually end the game next turn. Big Game Hunter, nice top deck from X-Gamer, who's gonna actually be in a good shape, especially since Dax no longer has that many cards in hand. Of course, he has Slam to draw, but and the Fiery War Axe. There is no good targets for Dax, however. I mean, whatever he does, it is not very optimal at the moment. Dax thinking about what he's gonna do. Most probably should play his piloted Shredder. Now the question is, how does he kill the Big Game Hunter this time? Interestingly, Dax still has the ability to play a 10 damage Grommash. Already has a Cruel Taskmaster Execute to kill one big threat, whatever it is, for very little mana.
What now?
So deciding to slam, no longer trying to draw cards. Of course, he only has 10 left in his deck, so he doesn't want to mill himself in the end, because this might actually get to milling point. Bash, giving himself 3 armor, killing the Paladin Shredder. A little Paladin card is just gonna die, the Argent Protector. And Justicar, allowing X-Gamer to gain 4 armor per turn. But this is the Grim Patron. Grim Patron gonna multiply very fast here. That said, X-Gamer has Brawl and has a Fiery War Axe, so he can clear the board, and since Dax does not know it and is going to multiply his creature right now, he's just going to lose everything. So, a play that looks for Dax like a very good play, but that's going to turn very, very bad as soon as Brawl is played next turn. And with only Grommash in hand, it's gonna get very violent, very fast. So Brawl followed by Sludge Belt. So Dax playing everything. At least keeping the one with the most damage, but it's not gonna be any good. Especially since even if he did not kill him, he cannot even use it to make other Grim Patrons. So there we have killing the Grim Patron and playing the Sludge Belcher. Nope, not playing the Soul Pitcher. Tanking up, saying, we're gonna mill, I want as much armor as I can. So what's it gonna be, Sludge Belcher or Grommash? Sludge Belcher. I'm assuming we're gonna see Baron Geddon this turn. Would be. We have Baron. No, not Baron Geddon. Going for Alexstrasza straight away, bringing his opponent's health very low. Frauding Berserker, not gonna be much help. Definitely not gonna be much help since it can get executed, but if I was this gamer, I would not do that. Just, yeah. So what's gonna be? And there it is, executing everything. His opponent in very bad shape. He has, he's not gonna do much with an unstable Ghoul and Grommash. Grommash actually needs to suicide himself. Otherwise, Dax loses this round.
I wonder.
So, Dax trying to find a way out of this, but I don't believe there is one. He's gonna suffer 15 damage at the minimum. So,
What
with
now?
even if he has 21 health point or 23 if he plays armor up, it's not gonna be enough. He's gonna die very, very soon. So we should see Death's Bite killing the Ghoul, 15 damage into Sludge Belcher, end turn. I mean, there's not much hesitation to be had anymore. Into armoring up. All right. Alexstrasza dying from friendly fire. Literally. But not enough. I mean, Grommash is gonna suicide himself. But not suicide because he has Nettle Point. But it's gonna kill this. Trying to survive a little longer. But even... well, that's game. We have Grommash into killing Grommash. Into 10 damage from the other Grommash. So game goes to X-Gamer, bringing the score to 3-2. Gonna go into a 6th game. Sixth game. So, not sure which are left, but we know Dax is gonna be playing his Hunter again. Against the Shaman of X-Gamer this time. And I believe the last one is the Paladin. The Paladin did not win. So, let's see how it goes. X-Gamer mulliganing. Getting his Narubian Egg, which is good to have with Defender of Argus very early on, or with Rockbiter Weapon, why not? So Dax passing his turn too. Narubian Egg coming into play. Now Dax already has his Grim Patron. So it's actually looking better for Dax this game than it did last one. But can always turn. I mean, with the Defender of Argus, the Big Game Hunter, I mean, Shaman can get very strong presence at almost any points. Seer Totem, the one you rarely want to see. Especially when your opponent has the Acolyte of Pain. But the Flame Tongue is here. The pain is real. Flame Tongue allowing the Seer Totem to actually be useful and kill the 1-3 and preventing too much card draw. Rock Biter weapon into killing the totem. You want to kill the Flame Tongue totem. There you have it. But it's not going to be enough because we have a defender of Hargus who are going to give ton to those totem. But not this turn. This turn it's a piloted Shredder that's coming into play. Or an Azure Drake.
What to do?
The station is between the Azure Drake. Azure Drake it is. So maximizing his mana cost, allowing his Lightning Storm to be more powerful should he need it. Although it's gonna die to the weapon. So, and a Grim Patron multiplying again the minions. But as I was saying, we have a Lightning Storm. That said, it's very risky because there is 2 piloted Shredder with 3 health. If you deal 2 damage with your Lightning Storm to them, you're in trouble. Trying to get the mana, yeah, the spell power. Nice top deck with Lightning Storm allowing to clear all the patrons. So, luck on X Gamer's side, followed by a Zombie Chow. Piloted Shredder into Rock Biter weapon. Our Warrior taking back 5 health, so bringing himself back to 29. X Gamer in pretty good shape with both Eggs and the Defender of Argus turn after that. And with X, gonna prevent Shredder from putting too much minions on the board. What does Dax have? Nothing all that great yet. So we have to see what comes up next. We might see actually an execute on one of the spiders. Killing the totem, playing the armor smith, armoring up.
Made to fit.
X Gamer having a piloted Shredder of his own, but deciding to go for Azure Drake, wanting to draw. Might be he's looking for some sort of combo. Drawing into Feral Spirits. Not a bad card to have unless Dax has Brawl, but even with Brawl would still give 2 4/4s to X Gamer. So Dax not in too great a shape, especially since he's drawing nothing that's gonna be very useful at clearing his enemy's board effectively. Dealing 2 damage to try and draw something more juicy. Piloted Shredder, a little better, but not great. So we're gonna have Piloted Shredder armoring up. Second Feral Spirit for Dax. We'll see. The frog, of course, will be killed by the wolf. The question is, what next? Rockbiter suiciding the egg to get the 4-4 and kill. So this really not looking good for Dax. Full board, and he doesn't have Brawl. He needs Brawl right now. He needs it very badly. Slam trying to draw. Sludge Belcher dealing 1 damage to every minion. Will kill the wolf, but will not be very useful. Will allow him to kill the 4-3 Drake. Well, since Dax will most probably start drawing into juicy things from now on because he already has everything else in hand, and that Xavier does not really have much threats left after these, might be it's not going too bad for him. Bloodlust, however, could change this. This is a lot of damage considering Xgamer has a lot of minions on the board. If he plays the Feral Spirits and the Defender of Argus this turn, next turn he has lethal. Well, I don't know if he has lethal, but he has a lot of damage. He has lethal if there was no armor for his opponent. So, yeah, I believe he has lethal next turn.
My shield for Argus.
So many minions. Bringing to 28. How much is this? 3 times 6 is 18. 18, 20, 25, 30. That's 30 damage, actually. He's got lethal exactly if there's no taunt. And there will be taunts, which means he does not have lethal next turn. So the Sludge Belcher followed by an Armor Smith and an Unstable Ghoul. Dax trying to maximize his health because he knows he's not in good shape. And even though he maximizes his health, it's only pushing back the inevitable, I believe. You want to kill the Sludge Belcher. Now the question is, how will Xgamer spread his damage? Keep in mind that with the healing totem, he's taking 1 damage less for every attack he's doing. Okay. So Dax managing to survive 1 more turn, but this time there's 7 minions times 3, that's 20. Plus the damage on the board. Dax is dead next turn. Unless he manages to armor up enough or kill. Yeah, he can kill with Execute. And, well, with all the he can play everything he has to not die next turn, but it's not going to put him in a great position. And he's going for Gromash. Not.
What now?
He's not going for Gromash. He's thinking hard. Because if he plays Gromash, he still has to kill this and this. It's going to give his opponents a 4-4. And yeah, not looking great. So no, deciding to go for Execute. That is correct. I heard Doomsayer in the crowd. It's very unlikely, but the minion that the Piloter Shredder gave the Doomsayer would have killed every minion at the beginning and 2 blood loss just to make it even worse. This is overly tall. So X-Gamer taking his 3rd win, bringing the game to 3-3. We're gonna go into the tiebreaker, I guess, the 7th game. 3-3. Congratulations to both players, bringing us to the last game of the evening. Gonna start the last game. So if I'm not mistaken, it's gonna be Warrior versus Paladin. Versus Mage? Sorry, I'm bad. So it's gonna be Warrior versus Mage. Mage for, yeah, exactly. Warrior for Dax, Mage for X-Gamer.
Victory or death!
You asked for it.
We have X-Gamer who went with the mech decks. Yeah, the thing is, technically we asked the player not to do it, but in the official rules, since we cannot verify except for this game, it's not stated. So he's applying literally the rule. So it's valid, it's just a little borderline evil.
Happy Feast of Wintervale!
Happy Feast of Winter Vale.
Anyways, Dax will see it very fast. Well, what? It is. We have Dax, who's effectively not gonna be happy when he finds out. So Armor Smith for Mage. Mech Mage versus the Grim Warrior. Now the question is, will X-Gamer try to keep it as long as we can? He's keeping his opponent in the dark. Doesn't want him to know he has a Kel'Thuzad. Oh my god. That's a lucky portal. Very, very, very lucky portal. Because on turn 5, having Kel'Thuzad on the board, I mean, unless Dax can try to execute or something very fast, it's gonna go bad very, very fast. So, Pirate Shredder turning into the Fairy Dragon. Sludge Belcher for Dax. But with Frostbolt and Kel'Thuzad in hand, this could go very wrong for Dax very fast. Especially a Kel'Thuzad that costs only 5 mana. That's barely fair, if you ask me.
I wonder.
Tables are turning. I would have played personally the Mech Warrior and the Piloted Shredder, but seems like that's not what's being played. And now Dax has to know something's up. And with Kel'Thuzad in hand, it's really bad. So what do we have here? We have Whirlwind. We have 2 Whirlwinds that could actually clear the board. Well, not clear the board because this will survive, but... And we have Slam. Dax will need execute.
Made to fit.
So Mage with all his mana, but now Kel'Thuzad's gonna save those minions from death. Or the Palated Shredder will be played first. So I would go with Kel'Thuzad. He wants to maximize your damage, but of course he might fear execute. Interestingly, however, X-Gamer is starting to lack minion in his hand, so unless he can make value of his Kel'Thuzad, if Dax managed to clear the board, since this is not a freeze mage, Mech Mage will not be as good once X-Gamer won board control.
Time runs out on
It will all depend on what happens with Kel'Thuzad, I guess.
What to do?
I can fix anything.
So what will it be? Sacrificing his minions, both of them, wanting to make Kel'Thuzad as powerful as can be. But the Fairy War Axe will kill the Piloted Shredder. Still, there's 2 minions on the board, could give Kel'Thuzad some strength. Spider Tank. But again, now X-Gamer has no draw, and oh, using his hero power to survive. But with the Fury War Axe, Frothing Berserker, and Whirlwind, actually Dax can clear the board, making Kel'Thuzad a lot less powerful.
Speak to me.
A Whirlwind to draw a card. And don't forget, that's gonna make the Froth Berserker very strong too. Snow Chugger. Not the best to get, but not bad either. Now the question is, do you play Kel'Thuzad? I mean, that's a suicide of Kel'Thuzad, but it's gonna save you from the Shredder. For the Berserker. Snow Chugger it is. And he has to play Kel'Thuzad. There it is. But it's too late. Kel'Thuzad's gonna get killed by the Froth Berserker. We are most probably gonna see Acolyte of Pain, Armor Smith, slam into one of his own minions. Slam into Kel'Thuzad, why am I saying his own minions? And then kill it here. Yeah. No, he does not need execute. He's gonna kill him. He's gonna suicide here. Draw another card. Have armor and no, he's gonna execute. I would have kept execute. Oh, nice draw. Nice draw, and he can clear the board. Kills Kel'Thuzad, and now it's gonna be very hard for Mage to do anything. I believe this is game for Dax. And this card not useful when you no longer have any mech in your army. He tries to go for the face, but it's not very useful at this point. I'm pretty sure X-Gamer will go, not X-Gamer, Dax will go face from here on out. Once you have the board control, against the Mech Mage, you won. Especially when he has no card in hand. This allows him to draw and deal more damage. Drawing into Grommash, making sure... So 1 damage for 2, actually making more damage with the Berserker, bringing the Mage to 12. And that's it. Game goes 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, the game does not go directly this turn to Dax, but It's only there's only one hit. Oh, and now it goes. We have it. Gramash winning. Dax taking the game 4-3 against a change in deck. Even though we said it was not suggested, it was allowed. An X-Gamer went for it, but did not win. So karma. So that's it.